Urban Decay has come out with yet another Vice palette. This time it's called the Urban Decay Vice Limited Reloaded, and this is what the packaging looks like. I wish so bad they would have put the print of the box on the actual palette, because I think this is just stunning packaging. And then I also recently got the Urban Decay Gwen Stefani Blush palette. I actually ordered it from the same girl that I got the eyeshadow palette from Gwen Stefani as well, which I'll link that video down below if you're interested in seeing what I thought on the Gwen Stefani palette. But I thought I'd go ahead and swatch both of those palettes and then give you some side-by-sides of the older Vice palettes. And then I did do a demo using both of the palettes, which is the color that's on my face right now, which will be towards the end of the video if you're interested in that. Let me read off what it says on the back of the box for you guys. It says, a palette 20 years in the making. This ultra limited edition collection features 20 addictive shades of eyeshadow that span our entire history, from vintage shades that go way back like Gash, Acid Rain, and UVB to must-haves from our current collection. It's all here. We even included a few new shades and several cult favorites from past palettes. So there's some real old shades in here. There's some new ones, and there's some that's in the current line, I believe. Also, I purchased this off of Ulta. They gave Platinum members early access like a week or so ago, but I believe today is the launch date of it on Ulta for everybody, so that's where I purchased it. And I believe it's an Ulta exclusive as well. The packaging is a matte black, and then it's got that raised gem-like Urban Decay logo, and it says Vice Limited Reloaded with the XX for 20. And then this is what the back looks like. This front cover is a matte black. Oh, just think how pretty would it have been with this print on there. Oh, I just think it would have been so pretty. And then this is one of the ones that's a little bit thicker, and you push the button and it kind of, the lid opens all somehow nice and it props up, so if you wanted to use the mirror it sits up for you. This palette also comes with the Urban Decay standard double-ended brush. One's like a fluffy duo fiber and the other one is a flat shader type. To get into these shades, I did use matte shades from the crease upwards, and I do feel like these do have more substance to them than some of Urban Decay's past matte shadows that I've worked with. Like, I was surprised by how much I've been using the Urban Decay and Gwen Stefani palette and the mattes in there, because they've really been blending nice for me, which I haven't had the best of luck in the past with Urban Decay's mattes, and I feel like these ones are much like the Gwen Stefani palette one, so I'm really happy about it. They blended really nice for me. I used Suspend in the crease, blended out Suspend with Lace, and then I put Anonymous underneath the brow, which are, let's see here, those are the only 3 matte shades in the entire palette, which there's a crease, a transition, and a highlight all in matte. So that's what I used there. And then I put Asphyxia on the lid, Freak Show in the outer portion of the lid, and then I used Midnight Cowboy on the inner portion. I tapped my brush off, but I still noticed when I got up close to the mirror that I had some little glitter flecks on my face that really didn't, they kind of clung to my skin. They didn't wipe off quite as easily. And I did have fallout with quite a few of the shades. It wasn't like a super huge amount, but it was still there. And then each shadow is 0.03 ounces a piece, and a full-size Urban Decay eyeshadow is 0.05 ounces a piece. So here's the palette up close. That matte black does kind of gather fingerprints and whatnot, and then here is the back, and then you've got your large mirror in there, and here are your shadows. With the finishes, again, Suspend, Laced, and Anonymous are the only mattes in here, and then Oil Slick has got glitter in it, Midnight Cowboy has glitter in it, 501 has glitter, I'm seeing some in Smog, Twice Baked, and Moonflower. Yeah, so there's quite a few shades that have the glitter, but I feel like when I had swatched a couple of them, they weren't as chunky as Urban Decay can do glitter eyeshadows. I felt a lot chunkier from them. However, even though Midnight Cowboy kind of felt a little smoother than some of the older Midnight Cowboy shadows, I still got the glitter on my face. So let me go ahead and swatch these. Should we do 3 at a time? Let's do Suspend, Oil Slick, and Road Stripe. Looks like Road Stripe's got a blue duochrome to it, kind of. Then the next 3 we'll do Gash, Midnight Cowboy, and 501. Then we've got Shallow, Laced, and Hot Pants. Quite the name for a shadow. And then there's Mildew, which if memory serves me correctly, that one's an older one. And so is Smog, I think. This is Smog. And then we've got Misdemeanor. That Misdemeanor color is really pretty. They're all three of these colors are pretty. Then there's Freak Show and Asphyxia and Acid Rain. Ooh, that Acid Rain color. I'm wearing these two purples on the lid today. And then this bottom row is Moonflower, UVB, and Goldmine. And then the last two are Twice Baked and Anonymous. Here are side-by-sides of the Vice 1, which is right here, and then the new Vice Reloaded, which is right here, for comparison. I'm going to go ahead and compare all the Vice palettes I have for you guys. Then you've got the Vice 2 and the Vice Reloaded. Vice Reloaded will be on this side the whole time, but this is the Vice 2. And then here it is next to the Vice 3 palette. And here it is next to the Vice Limited, the first Vice Limited palette. And then lastly, here is the Vice 4 from this previous holiday season next to it. My first impressions of this palette are a good one. I really like how the look came out, and it was really easy to do. And I think that the matte eyeshadows in this palette are better than the matte eyeshadows in previous Vice palettes from Urban Decay. Now I'm going to jump into the Urban Decay and Gwen Stefani Blush palette. I actually purchased this from the same gal that I purchased the eyeshadow palette. It went up on Urban Decay's website, and I think it sold out right away, but I'm hoping that like Sephora and a couple other retailers are going to get the full line, because there's some lipsticks and stuff and liners that I was looking at. But anyway, this is the blush palette. It's the same style of packaging as the eyeshadow palette. It's just white and gold. So there are 6 blushes in here. I was almost to say 3, but there's 6 blushes in here, and they're each 0.09 ounces a piece. And then as far as finishes are concerned, I don't feel like any of these are matte. I would say that Cherry, Lo-Fi, and OC are satin shades, and then Easy, Angel, and Hush have more of that shimmer finish to them. Now the formula of Easy, Angel, and Hush is a little bit more, I don't want to say crumbly, but when you put your brush in there, quite a bit of product kind of gets kicked up. It's a little bit thicker in texture, whereas Cherry, Lo-Fi, and OC are a little bit more smooth. So I'm wearing Cherry today, and I wore Hush the other day, and you can kind of see that there's some product around in the pan there. I do like this palette, but I don't feel like it's universally flattering. I think that maybe this color and this color would look pretty on a deeper skin tone as highlighter shades. But I really do like the pink blush, and when I wore this guy the other day, I liked that one as well. But kind of want you guys to see the texture of some of these, how they kind of are. But let's do Angel and Lo-Fi. You can see how these come off quite light. And then the last two are Hush and OC. Hopefully that was helpful for you guys. Now, if you're interested in seeing those products demoed on my face and kind of the look that's on my face right now, you can hang tight and we'll get into it right now. Using a Goss number 14 brush, I'm going to go into the shade Cherry from the Gwen Stefani Blush palette. That's a really pretty color. I already went ahead and primed my lids from the lash line to up underneath the brow, the NYX eyeshadow bases in number 1 mixed with number 3. And now I'm going to take on a Goss 18 brush, which is just a flat shader. I'm going to go into the shade Asphyxia. I'm going to pack this on the lid, the center of the lid here. I'm going to go ahead and use that same brush, and I'm going to dip into, let's do Midnight Cowboy right here, which I can already tell there's less glitter chunks than the original. They're still in there though. So I'm going to tap that off and put Midnight Cowboy right there. Again, using the same brush, I'm going to dip into Freak Show, which is a deeper purple color, and I'm going to pack this one on the outer portion and blend it into Asphyxia. I've got just a dash of Fallout. Then using a Chikuhodo GSN 9 brush, I'm going to dip into Suspend, which is that color right there, and that is one of the mattes in the palette. And that's the color I'm going to use through my crease here. That color does have a little bit more fallout. Then using a Hakuhodo J5523 brush, I'm going to dip into Laced, which is another one of the matte colors. And I'm going to use that to blend out the Suspend shade. And before I further blend that shade out, I'm going to go into the shade Anonymous, which is a matte bone kind of color. And I'm using a Suku, just a fluffy eyeshadow brush for this. I was going to blend out that crease a little bit more, but it kind of looks like I don't need to. So that's good. But I'm going to go ahead and finish up my eye makeup, and I'll be right back to put on some lips for you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and use Charlotte Tilbury's Lip Cheat in the shade Pillow Talk and line my lips with that. And then to fill them in, I have the Urban Decay lipstick in the shade Native, which is kind of a nude pink color. Matches that lip liner really nice. So there's the overall finished look using these two new palettes from Urban Decay. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to wear sunscreen, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!